Mealtimes are supposed to be a special time for families, but they can be ruined by disruptive behavior. To make mealtimes more positive and to put an end to any bad habits, parenting consultant Chris Peterson joins us. He has some helpful tips in Parenting Today. Well, we always hear how important meal times are for families and reconnecting. So to make those times more peaceful, maybe there are some tips you can give us. Like one of the things that we have talked about in the past is making sure you have some kind of a routine. So what kinds of things should we be doing as a routine? You know,
some families, it's as simple as we wash our hands, we sit down, we say our prayer, and then we eat. That's fine. Keep those cues the same. Some families, it's a little more involved. You know, a good rule of thumb that we use is if a child can do it, a child should do it.
For instance?
Well, you know, I have a little 5-year-old now that loves to stir. So what can I stir? So she's stirring things. I have an 8-year-old that is working on chopping and it's doing really good and putting salads together. So get them to be involved as much as they can. Again, that rule is if they can do it, they should do it. Every kid can put a fork next to a plate. So let them be involved. Okay. It also helps those picky eaters. If they're involved in making the meal, they have a little more ownership in it and want to try those foods.
Okay, that's a good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And then now another thing is that you should have some expectations, but make sure they're clear and simple when it comes to mealtime.
Keep them easy. I just threw some examples out there, but hey boys, we're going to eat until we're full. What does that mean? Well, we can talk about that. In some families I know, whatever you put on your plate, you need to eat. But you can always go back for more if you're still hungry. Some other rules, we need to be respectful at the table. No feet, right? No elbows. We can talk about what that is, but just stay general. We chew with our mouth closed.
Yeah, it is a good time to go over manners and things like that.
Absolutely. We did Manners Matter earlier.
Okay. And then give me an idea. If someone is not doing well at the table, you said make sure you use enforceable statements to try to correct that behavior.
Yep. Here's right from our house. Girls, if you get up and wander, that tells me you're full. If you're full, the meal's over. One time, you take that plate away, they get it in a hurry, right? They get it in a hurry. No child's going to starve themselves to death.
And is it one of those things that you give the plate back then if they sit down, or once they've walked away, you're kind of done?
When you're done in my house.
Okay.
We do what's best for you, but that's a whole nother segment,
That's
I think.
right.
Yep.
Exactly. But sometimes you will just remove that bowl of cereal or whatever and say, okay, you're done.
Yep. And
All right.
also, here's another one I really like. Some kids are respectful and get to eat with the family. Some kids aren't and choose to eat in their room. I had to do that once with our oldest, one time.
All right.
And they finished their meal in their room, and they were pretty bummed out about it.
Now, some of us have what you would call pretty slow eaters, which can be a problem once they get to elementary school because you only have a certain amount of time.
Isn't that the truth?
So what do you do as far as like a deadline?
You know, I think the deadline is keep it fair. You know, I don't know what that is. In our house, it's about 20 minutes, kind of depending on the meal. But then I just tell them, girls, at 7:15, breakfast is over. So I hope you can fill your tummy to get you through to lunch.
All right.
And I kind of wish them well and good luck. But at 7:16, what happens to that cereal bowl?
It's gone.
It's gone.
All right.
Yep, it's gone.
So hopefully that'll make your meal times a little bit easier. If you want to have some more tips on that, you can always check it out on our website at news8000.com.